Greetings and welcome back to Beaver Branch Disc Golf Adventures. I'm Brian Morris, PDGA 16791, a member of Team Trilogy and a member of Trilogy Talk team. Check them out. Use this discount code to get 5% off. They've got unique discs and exclusive clothing offerings, so go check them out. Today is a follow-up to the VIP Ice Bear that I did. I will put that in the link in the description. In this video, I'm not going to do Anheuser releases or Heiser releases. I want to do a flat release and compare it to two other discs that have come up in the comments. One of them is the Convict, which is an out of production disc. The Convict is a 9-speed with a glide of 4, a turn of 0.5, and a fade of 3. I'm also going to add in there the Getaway. The Getaway, very close to the Convict. It is also a speed 9, glide 5, turn of negative 0.5, and a fade of 3. And we have our Bear in the new VIP Ice coming out Thursday, August 4th, and that's going to be an 8-speed with a glide of 6, a turn of 0.5, and a fade of 2.5. So these are all pretty close numbers. We want to see, obviously the Convict has less glide, the Getaway has a little bit less glide. They all have the same turn. The Bear should have just slightly less fade than the other two. So let's get out and just do a very raw throw, maybe even look at a little bit of distance with them, see how far they go. Without further ado, let's get to it. All right, we had a comment from Jan Jacola, excuse me if I mispronounce it, concerned about how flat the Bear was, that it might be more like a Convict, and I wanted to also address the distance issue. So here you have a side-by-side comparison of the Convict on the right and the Bear on the left. You can see there's kind of a thicker rim on that Convict, which is an out-of-production mold at the moment. And here you have the Bear and a Getaway by Dynamic Discs, Convict also by Dynamic Discs. And you have a look at those. This is an Air Getaway. It's very stable. I think it's a 158, but that was the only Getaway I had to compare it to. So here we have the Bear. And again, in this is the kind of a second part to the Bear review comparison and looking at a little bit more distance on this one, or the glide as well. And here is a Convict. Threw it a little bit higher, but pretty close to the same line. I do agree that the Convict does have a similar trajectory as the Bear. I did throw the Convict for a little while in 2019, and then stuck with the Explorer in that spot, really. And here is a Getaway. Getaway straightened out pretty good, but also had decent fade there at the end. Here's a look at where these shots landed. You have the first VIP Ice Bear, the Convict with less fade, with more fade and less glide, a little bit behind it. And that's all I really noticed with the difference in glides is maybe 20 or 30 feet. Here comes the main event. I did measure these throws, so you will see it. First one here is a Bear, and I really have to get into a flex line to get it out there. I get my max distance off of a Heiser release, so doing a flex line on the Bear, I got 360 feet. Up next is the Convict. Had to do almost the same release. It really has similar trajectory. And with more fade and less glide, it did get down a little bit shorter. And here is another shot with the Bear. This one I got over a little bit more and got a couple more feet as a result. I think this one was 367. There it is. And the Getaway, these two landed pretty close to one another despite me throwing the Getaway a little bit higher. It was 4 feet shorter than the Bear. So they compare pretty close. I know it is air plastic. Special for this because the comment was talking about escapes. This is a relatively stable escape. It's like in a pink plastic. I don't know if that's the reason why, but the escape is that fairway driver that wants to be a distance driver. Got out to 380 there. And a special guest from the Trilogy Challenge, the Gold Saint. I know Ricky recently hit an ace with the Gold Saint, and I haven't thrown one yet. This is my first throw on one, and it absolutely... No one said that it was a distance bomber, but off that kind of flat release, got 403 feet. Now here's a look at where these shots landed. That is the first shot that I threw with the VIP Ice Bear at 360. And then slightly shorter, 15 feet shorter, is going to be the Convict. So the Bear did get on most of the testing here 15 to 20 feet more. Here you have the Bear and the Getaway within 4 feet of one another or so. And now we can see, you know, almost 17 to 20 feet further is that Lucid Escape. Again, that's a -1 turn, and definitely wants to act like a distance driver at times. But that version is pretty stable. Here you have where the Bear and the Getaway were, and this is where the Gold Saint ended up almost to the basket at 403 feet. So you're definitely get more distance out of those -1s with the glides of 5s and 6s, like Stags and Escapes and Saints. But the Bear is a very dependable, stable, straight driver. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.